Hey. How are you? I hope you didn't forget to like this recap. Love, kiss, enjoy watching. The dark world of demons. Even the sky here indicates that I am not welcome here. Unnatural structures hanging on the rocks rising into the sky now and then attracted the eyes with their unusual structure. It's here. There was a throne on one of these structures, and a horde of demons stood next to it. The last battle of an infinitely long war will take place right here. This place is a demon castle. The king's subordinates stood beside his throne. Various demons. For every taste and color. Something like a demonic guard. Each of them was dressed in armor and was ready for battle. I was heading straight for him. To the king seated on the throne of demons. I solemnly greet you for the last time. Must a creature sitting there be the demon king? Sitting on the throne, his legs crossed, he looked straight at me. He was even too humanoid for a demon. Covered with half armor encrusted with purple stones, only the purple third eye gave him away as a king. His weapon, a huge demonic scythe, was also with him. The demon king. For a human, you've gone too far. However, this is not the end. There's a battle ahead of you. After his words, the demonic guard's eyes lit up purple. And they let out a war cry. Looking at this, I smiled in anticipation. Well, then let's get started. With these words, my hands lit up with magical patterns of fiery color, and I quickly headed towards the guards. But after taking the first step, I moved to them in a split second. My speed has increased significantly. Having finished summoning my weapon, I took out a pair of magic pistols from the magic circles of my faithful companions. The demons weren't standing still either, and we were getting closer pretty quickly. Well, that's for the best. After making a small jump, I said. Definition of the goal. Pointing the gun at the enemies, the magic worked. Time seemed to freeze, and I was able to determine the targets for shooting and the place where the projectile would hit. After that, I said with a grin. Fire. All I had to do was watch as the skulls of my enemies shattered into small pieces and the bodies of the demons fell to the ground. Pushing off from one of the demons, I soared into the sky. Hundreds of demons were looking at me from the ground. The grin never left my lips. Explosive acceleration. Speeding up, I hit one demon after another. But they didn't seem to end. I thought he had fewer warriors. But since this is the case, I use it. I landed right in the enemy ranks. My speed was too fast for them to notice me. The dance of the four lights. My eyes flashed with flames, and I almost reached the speed limit. Moving at the speed of light, I mowed down enemies left and right. It seems most have fallen. Stopping, I thought. When suddenly, a shadow covered me, and turning around, I saw a giant demon that was already ready to strike. A ton of energy accumulated in his hands, and he forcefully hit the place where I was. However, after removing his hands, he noticed nothing there but the ground. And a moment later I appeared right in front of him. Goodbye. My shot didn't give him a chance. It was the last one. Now this square was filled with the corpses of demons. Looking at all this, the demon king seemed to lose his temper. He gripped the armrest of his throne with force. So it collapsed and shattered into small pieces with a bang. Finally making your move? The demon king stood up from his throne and grabbed the scythe that was standing next to him. Raising her above herself, the scythe was covered with purple magic. The pressure that she let out was amazing. Then she released something like a cloud. This magical cloud covered the entire area, including the sky above me. I noticed that the demon's third eye lit up purple, stronger than before. Attacking. Unwinding his scythe, the demon king rushed at me. With one small wave of his scythe, he directed colossal energy in my direction, as if cutting through space. And he's fast. Faster than I expected. The dissecting energy swept past me, dissecting everything in its path. And then it exploded somewhere behind me. Looking at all this, I came to a conclusion. If he hits me, I'm in trouble. However, looking back in the battle with the demon was a mistake. That brief glance was enough for him to get right up to me. Fortunately, I anticipated the blow and covered myself with my magic weapon. From the force of his blow, I was thrown a couple of meters. But before I knew it, I received another magical attack. Fortunately, I managed to jump back right before the cutting blade touched my face. Damn, you can't get distracted. With these thoughts, I started shooting at the king with two hands. However, before reaching a couple of centimeters to the king, the bullet seemed to hit something and collapsed. The barrier? The king was only amused by my attack. Do you think your pathetic attacks will work on me? Swinging, he again sent a devastating attack in my direction. Dodging the king's attacks, I began to think of a plan. The protective barrier cannot be breached. However, I have heard that if you hit exactly the tight stone in his forehead, then only then will the king receive damage. We need to figure out how to break through this damn barrier. I have to get to the dark stone. By continuing to shoot at the king, I was only amusing him. Uselessly. Our abilities are at different levels. As he spoke, he loaded a charge of dark energy into his hand. And a second later, there were as many as 4 of them. It was as if he was juggling colossal amounts of magic. And only on his instructions alone, these clumps of pure dark mana headed in my direction. It's getting harder. Dodging, I didn't stop shooting, although there wasn't much sense. Quickly. It's getting harder and harder to dodge each time. Thinking about the hill, the balloon flew right near my head. It was the 3rd and the 4th. Damn. The 4th ball flew right into me. Even standing in a defensive stance, I didn't escape the damage. Damn. Both of my guns fell to the ground. Pointing his weapon at me, the king said, "No matter how hard you try, you can't even scratch me. Are you sure? Can we argue?" I created a huge magic circle, 3 times larger than what I created earlier. "Now let's see how this battle ends," I said, taking out a magic rifle from the circle. Taking aim, I fired a shot. A fiery ray. The magical energy gathered in the rifle was released and flew towards the demon. Right in his 3rd eye. Why did the barrier crack, and the demon's face clearly changed to evil. Gathering another energy, he shouted. "Oh, you pathetic worm. I'll wipe you to powder." This time the sphere split into the likeness of dark tentacles. Each of them had its own trajectory and they were all heading towards me. When they reached me, the king shouted joyfully. "Gotcha." However, I was already ready to shoot. "I'm going to get rid of you now." Increase in power. I started shooting at the place where the cracks formed. Looking at the demon's face, I was sure the damage was going away. Acceleration of the attack. 5 shots simultaneously headed towards the demon. "Don't act cool." Although I heard these words from the king, but the cracks showed that his barrier was almost broken. Well, then it's time to finish. With that, I put all the magic into my weapon. Judgment Dawn. This shot was special. It was my most powerful and fastest attack. Rushing at the speed of light, she hit the king right into the gap in the barrier. And after a moment, all the dark enchantments that enveloped me disappeared. The barrier was broken. AI. How dare you? But I didn't waste any time. Jumping straight to my pistols, I soared into the air above the king. "Do you even know how long I've been playing World 2.0? Putting a gun right to his head, I said, and fired. "What? It was fun. It's time to finish with you." After which, the king's head shattered into small pieces. And he disappeared. And when I landed, I stood in a victorious pose. The game is over. The Musketeer. World 2.0. On the monitor in front of me, all the characteristics of my character were highlighted. Not bad, I liked it. I didn't think that magic skills could be so good. Therefore, in order to frolic with magic, I used the character of the new update World 3.0. Magician. A guy in a raincoat appeared on the screen, with magical energy enveloping him. However, if he were a simple magician, it would be boring, right? The karma system from the world created a special magician. This is a system in which the player receives fines in exchange for bonuses. The inscription on the screen. General characteristics. The amount of mana. An iron body. Calculation of mana. Mana detection. Boost. Power control. Eagle eye. Penalty characteristics. Chronic headache. Laziness. Drug addiction. Insomnia. The puppet. Overweight. A short life. Normally I wouldn't use this system because of the high risks. If you earn these penalty characteristics, you can get an additional skill. You can get all the magic characteristics of the maximum level. And if I succeed, I will become the greatest magician. Funny, I said, looking at the screen. My characteristics are already amazing. And curious. In this scenario, the character will be incredibly sick. After all, there will be just a lot of fines. Oh, I don't care. It's just a game character. Suddenly, everything went dark before my eyes. What? Did I sit at the computer for so long that I passed out? Oh shit. Hey. Wake up. What? Who is that shouting? I live alone. Re-knock. When I opened my eyes, I couldn't believe what I saw. What the hell? My last memory is the loading screen before the game starts. As soon as the download finished, the screen turned black. I immediately lost consciousness and felt that the ground was going out from under my feet. It was as if I was being pulled somewhere. Only when I opened my eyes, I saw a man standing in front of me. He grabbed me by the shirt, lifted me up, and swinging, said, "Stop lying in bed. Get up and hurry up." I got hit right in the face. From the force of his blow, I fell off the bed and fell straight to the floor. People crowded around me. Ironically, I became the weakest character. The man didn't stop yelling. "Son of a bitch. It's time to work, and you're sleeping. Maybe I should give you a hard time? Kid. Run to the conference room." While I was trying to recover, I could hear the crowd discussing around. What an idiot, I slept until the warden came. Forget about him. The kid's going to die soon. The truth is then the warden will get it. It feels like if you touch him with your finger, he will die. Are we right, Van? The man named Van waved his head affirmatively. Hey there. Who is told to move? The warden shouted from the corridor. Yes. We apologize. Everyone gathered rushed after the warden. Only Van walked calmly, and when they caught up with the man who hit me, he turned to him. Van, didn't you order what I asked for? Yes. As soon as it's delivered, I'll give it to you right away. I still couldn't believe what was happening. A child means? But this is the character I created in the game. I never would have thought that I would get into such an insignificant character. Then it's been 3 days since I've been in this place. It's a kind of factory. I still don't understand a lot, but I got used to working at the factory pretty quickly. Here, I have to get up before sunrise and work until I'm exhausted. From food, we are given porridge before going to bed, although it looks more like slop. The employees refuse to answer my questions. Many of them are afraid of the guards. But others refuse to talk because they have already registered me as a dead man. And I can't say that they are so far from the truth. With such a weak body, it will be difficult to hold out even for a week. I was thinking about it while I was collecting the items that fell out of the box that I dropped. Here. What are you doing sitting down? The warden's voice was heard. You. Re-knock. Looking back, I saw the warden walking towards me, accompanied by Van. Useless bastard, if you don't get up now. But he didn't finish because I started having a terrible coughing fit. Cough. Cough. Excuse me. Cough cough. Looking at me, the supervisor's face darkened. Looks like he's going to die soon. Van, put it somewhere far away so I don't see it. Understood. Wang replied. Even in this situation, I can keep my sanity. Apparently it's because of the willpower that I put into my character. I got a slight kick. Get up and get out of here. The warden ordered. We're busy people, you know, so get out. You can die somewhere quiet. With these words, the warden went on, and I remained sitting next to my box. Yes. My health is to hell. The only good thing is that this is a payment for skills. If the level of talent for magic is the same as I made it in the game, then I will be able to escape using my powers. Let's try. To escape, you need to find out about this place. My gaze went to the door that was nearby. The fact that I am ignored is only to my advantage. Entering the door, I found myself in a small corridor with another door surrounded by light. Light? Does this door lead outside? Opening it slightly, I began to observe. There were 2 guards outside the door, they were talking about something. Those who were brought in the other day are so slow. Talking, they seem to be smoking something. The things in their hands looked like electronic cigarettes. What did you expect from these scum? If we use them correctly, we will benefit. I am more concerned about whether we will be able to deliver to the union tomorrow. And that's right. What are they even going to do with this product? Don't you know? They resell our shredder to a black magician. A black magician? I thought, so magic really exists in this world. Then I can use it. But what should I do? Suddenly, they started talking again. Hey, look at this. One of the men took out a semblance of an electronic cigarette and began to brag to the other. Do you know what it is? An amplifier for the body. Viper. But this one is different from the one I have. Right. This is a new model. And is it worth using it, knowing about the side effects? The new filter reduces the toxicity in the liquid. Shortly it has mana in it. Mana. Looking closely at the thing in his hand, I noticed as if part of it lit up. It was as if she was beckoning me to her. And gave some kind of energy. I felt it permeate all over me. It was like a current passed through my whole body. The sixth sense seemed to take over the rest. It's like a third eye has opened. My alter ego. I was standing in front of a man who resembled me, but only consisted of mana. I've never felt anything like this before. I didn't even think that something like this existed. The main force shaping this world and the driving force determining existence. The magical energy that flew in the air and entered my body with every breath. A force that was familiar and alien at the same time. It was her. Magic of the world. Light. I said, and a clot of light formed in my palm. The next night, I practiced under a blanket while my cellmates were sleeping. With this level of mana, I would be able to escape. I remembered the guard's conversation. Will we be able to arrange delivery before the arrival of a trade union member? I don't think. These bastards are working too slow. I heard that a man from the union will arrive in 2 days. Accordingly, on this day they will not be up to me. Is there a way to move around alone and remain unnoticed? Okay. If I put a little light to my forehead. It worked. I think I have a fever. I think it looks like I'm about to die. Will they leave me alone? Meanwhile, Van knocks on the door to the warden. I brought a viper. Which you requested. Well done, great job. Do you want some while I'm kind? No, I will refrain. Come on, help yourself. In gratitude for the fact that you are always good at running errands. Thanks. By the way. The kid who sat down in the shop today. I think he's about to die. Do everything carefully, it's not worth it for union members to see this. Okay? Understood. The next day, everyone got up as usual to the sound of lifting. Ah. Getting up already? My body is so sluggish. And only I was lying in bed and pretending to be dying. What's wrong with him? Fever, apparently. Along the way, the horses will soon move. If he dies by lunchtime, what will we do? I'm not getting rid of the body. The whole camera was in discussion about what to do with me. The plan was successful. Van was heading towards me. It seemed he wants to do everything in a clean way. Being here in this state, the guy will only cause us inconvenience. Let's go to work. I don't want to look at this pathetic picture. What are they about? What does it mean to clean me up? This situation was not part of my plan. Van took something out from under his jacket. Bitch, what to do? Suddenly, he touched my shoulder. Turning around, I saw the same viper. He handed it to me. Take. He said. It's a viper. An active booster that temporarily improves physical strength. It should be enough to cope with what lies ahead. As he spoke, he headed for the exit. Waiting for me ahead? What is he talking about? When I was alone, I tried out my gift. The energy just goes over the edge. Is this the viper? That guy Van. It was he who was on an errand in the warden's room. The escape plan changes a bit. I thought, sitting on my bunk, enveloped in magical energy,